You know, a lot of people ask me through the years, you know, about my life. And, you know, I do things so different than some people, but yet a lot of people come to my channel because they feel a sense of community because they have to do things like I do. What does that mean? Am I talking in codes? Well, maybe a little bit. That means just living without some amenities that a lot of people have. But did you know in the United States, there are a lot of people who don't even have running water? It's hard to imagine. One day a week, I have the whole house to myself because hubby's out there mowing. And that's when I try to get my cleaning done. You know, it's really different having a spouse that's retired at home with you. You just got to learn how to work around each other. So back to cleaning. Well, there's a lot of people in the United States that don't have proper heating. There's a lot of people in the United States that go to bed hungry. It's hard to believe. And you know, in the world that we live in now, there might even be more people that have to deal with these issues. Let's say, for instance, you're on public water and sewer and something happens to the economy and you don't have that anymore. What are you going to do? On my channel, I like to share the what ifs. No, it's not doom and gloom, and no, it's not fear mongering. Not at all. It's actually in a positive way. Listen, we can bury our heads in the sand and say we're not going to listen to it, but it's good to know how to do things in case you have to. When we bought this 1963 mobile home, it had no plumbing in it. Okay, well, it had plumbing in it, but the plumbing was broken and taken out. Somebody came and scrapped all of the copper piping. When we bought this place, we paid cash for it. We didn't know that the piping was not even there. At that point in our lives, we just wanted to get out of debt no matter how. And it's our fault. We didn't really check into it. We bought it as is. As is. Remember, people, when you buy something as is, it could be pretty rough. We had no hot water. We did have a sewer system that works great. That is up to code. Thank the Lord for that. But the gray water and all that, all the piping was just yanked out of the home. So slowly we're fixing that up. But yes, there's still some areas in my home that, well, aren't like what most people are used to. Now, before you think that's so terrible, did you know that there are some places in California that actually really like people not to use their plumbing? In fact, they want people to save their water and reuse their water. You know what? His name is Rob Greenfield. If you ever heard of him, I bet you know what he's all about. If you haven't, check out his videos. Rob Greenfield teaches you how to live without proper plumbing, kind of like me. Yeah, and he says it's really cool to do it that way, and eco smart. I did many videos on gray water. If you're interested in gray water, you can look at the videos like here and at the end of my video. But what you have to know is you have to know the fundamental facts of gray water. So what are the fundamental facts of gray water? Well, I'm so glad you asked. One thing is you don't want to use harsh chemicals. We don't want to have harsh chemicals if we're going to reuse our water. How do we reuse our water? I use 90% of my water, my bathing water, washing my dishes. I use that, and I use all of that to water the trees and the bushes. And I will use some of the water to even water my plants outside. You got to be careful though. You got to know what you can do and what you can't. So if you have a lot of gray water and it has a lot of like fat and tallow in it, you got to be really careful about that. You want to make sure you put that in a system that will dissolve under the ground, you know, because do you know why? If you have fats and things like that, that can become rancid, and you don't want it just laying on top of your grass or laying on top of the dirt. You want to make sure you pour that under the ground, because all of the sand under the ground and all the stones will slowly filter that water and turn it into good potable water. Water that you can use when you get it out of your sink. But if you're washing vegetables and you're washing your clothing and you're using biodegradable laundry soap and you're using things that are all natural products, you can go right ahead and you can water your tomato plants and water just about anything you wish. There's a do's and don'ts in everything in life, and you just have to do some research. All right, I got my dishes put away, and now I gotta keep cleaning up. Here's how many people say, oh my word, I cannot believe you show that on video. Well, sure, I show this on video because you never know what tomorrow's gonna bring. A lot of people need to know how to do things. A lot of people need to know how much water it takes. So I can tell you, for me, I can take a shower with 5 gallons of water. 5 gallons of water is a lot of weight. So you really want to be careful how much water you use. I can wash my dishes. If I have a lot of dishes, I can wash it with 5 gallons of water. We don't need to be spending 30, 40, 50 gallons of water, like bathing. When you fill their tub up, you have over 30 gallons of water. That's so wasteful. And if we get in a time when we have to live off grid because, well, the grid's shut off, you're gonna need to know these things. Really. So what happens right now if the grid would come off? All right, the grid is off. There's no lights, there's nothing going on. So what are we gonna do? Well, then we use a rain barrel. See? See? That's what you do. You use a rain barrel to wash your clothes, wash your hair, wash your body, wash everything. Now you're thank goodness I do have hot water now. And thank goodness I do have running water. It's not a poor me, oh poor me. It's actually yay for me because I know how to do things thinking with my head, thinking outside the box. When I first moved to this property, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I had just come out of an operation. I was recovering when the plumber came and said, you guys got a problem. You don't have any pipes under your mobile home. We're like, what? For 6 months, we were running water and it was just going under our mobile home. Was that ever a nightmare? I didn't know what to do. We didn't know what to do until I started researching. I started reading. I started learning. Hey, where there's a will, there's a way. And let me tell you one thing, it's kept my arms strong and solid, and it's kept me healthy because it keeps me working, keeps me on my toes. Yes, once I get too old, I can't do this, then of course we'll have everything fixed. But we don't feel like we want to spend the money when we don't really need to. And we don't need to. Okay, for those of you who love mops, it's a great mop. Shh, just don't tell anybody, but I don't like it. I think it's just so much easier to do it with my hands and knees. You've now watched me do many, many product reviews. And sometimes the product reviews, they're great and everything, but is it any easier than just doing it the other way? For one thing, I don't know, this doesn't seem to... Sometimes just doing things the old-fashioned way are the best. Now, if you can't get on your hands and knees, it's a nice little mop. I mean, it works pretty good. To me, it just feels like it's sliding the dirt around. Oh, my mother used to talk so much about this kind of stuff. She used to never, ever approve of mops and things like that. She says it slides the dirt around. I mean, it does work, and that's how it's supposed to work. So I give it an A rating if you need to have a mop, but honestly, I think it's just better off doing it myself. All right, It's getting really warm in here. I gotta open up some windows and I gotta go take this water out. And then I'll say goodbye to all of you real soon. Whew. Now to put all my rugs back where they belong. Hello everyone, I hope you found this video very entertaining and I hope maybe you learned something from it. Take care everyone and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye everybody. I want to share with you at the end of my video right here that he does have a review channel and he is very successful at it. I thought maybe you would enjoy his reviews. He does a lot of reviews and that's what his channel is about. I try to keep my reviews at the last 30 seconds of my videos. That way I can meet the requirements of the people who give me my free products and I'm not bombarding anybody with my reviews. I want you to understand once again, I am not selling anything, nor do I get any money for these reviews. I am just reviewing them for free in order to get the product. Now what do I do with all these products, I bet you're asking by now. Well, 90% of them I donate back to people who can really use them. And of course, there's a few products I keep for myself. But this way, for people that are low income and communities and organizations that really need these items, I can deliver them for free. I recently helped a family that lost a house through a fire, and I gave her all kinds of things. And I also help families and I donate it to the thrift store, which all of the proceeds go to helping communities around the world and in the United States. To me, it's a way to give back to the society and give back to people for what they've done for me. That is the whole reason for my product reviews. And of course, I enjoy making them as well. Now, every once in a while, you will see me do a full video on a product review, and that is a product that I am keeping, and it's usually a higher dollar amount. I feel like if they're going to give me a good product like that, they deserve to have a full video. And those videos I make not to sell them to anybody, but I just enjoy them, and those products are going to help me tremendously in being more self-sufficient.